Hi, in this series of Tableau sessions, we'll learn about getting familiar with the Tableau. Okay. So first thing is, how do we download this particular Tableau? So as we said, for the what is it, developers, we have two editions, two products. That is, we have a Tableau desktop and Tableau public. So Tableau desktop, obviously, it's a paid version, so it is used in the enterprise. So as a learning purpose, we'll go with the Tableau public. So to download, so we can follow this particular link that is being given over here. Okay, for downloading this particular Tableau, that is http://tableau.com/downloads. So from this particular link, so we can just download this particular Tableau. Okay, so once you go to this particular link, you can see you'll get this particular blue button here that it says to download the Tableau edition. So when you hit on this, it starts downloading. So it is just a downloading file. So it's around 250 MB or something. So it is going to be a not very heavy file. Okay, thanks. Now, once you have downloaded this particular Tableau, the executable file. So what we do, we just double click on the file and start the installation. Once the installation is being completed, you want to check whether the Tableau is installed or not. You just click on the start on your screen and you can just see there is a Tableau public and the respective version, whichever you have downloaded latest version, it shows you. And just click on that. So that is going to start with your Tableau. So when you hit on this particular thing, the very first screen comes here is the Tableau homepage. So where on your left-hand side, we can see it just shows you what are the different types of data source that you can get connected. And also it shows you the recently opened project. So let us see it practically. So I've just clicked on started the Tableau. So as soon as you start this particular Tableau here, so we see this particular things on your left-hand side. It just says connect. So you want to get connected to what data files. So Excel file or a text file or a JSON file or Access file. As I said, the public doesn't support all the different types of data sources. It is restricted to the file systems. Okay. And we can see the center here. So it shows me some of my recent files, what I have created. When I just hit on that, I should be able to open that file. Recently created, okay, some of the projects which I have just recently created. I have created some sales dashboard. As soon as I hit on that, it just opens that particular dashboard. Can be done. And then we can go ahead. See, first thing is what I want here is I want to read the data from the Excel file and then start working on that. So since what type of file I want to work with, I want to work with Excel. So I'll just click on this Microsoft Excel. As soon as you click on this particular Excel, it just says, okay, tell me the file, which file you want to go for it. Okay, so let me use this sample superstore, which is a very commonly used file. And I say this is about the e-commerce data. So it has, okay, so I'll just select this sample superstore and this will be provided in your Tableau data source. Okay, so I'll be providing this in the link. Okay, I'll just open this. As soon as you open this, so now this is the Excel file. So when I talk about an Excel file contains a collection of worksheets. The same way, this file has many sheets here. So we can see here, it shows me we have the order sheet, people sheet, return sheet. Okay, so different sheets are there. Now, which data you want to bring in? Okay, so what I will do is I just want to read the data from the order sheet. I'll just select this, drag and drop. As soon as you drag and drop this particular thing, you can see it just starts loading this particular data. So it is about the complete sales data is over here. So it has around 9,995 rows are there. So we can just look into this one. So it says to update. So update now. So you can see it has totally 9,995 rows and 21 columns. And it is showing a sample preview of 100 rows. So you can increase that numbers. Okay, fine. So the next thing here, when you observe in this one is, okay, so Tableau, when it reads the data, it automatically gives the column names, row ID or order ID, order date, ship date, all those particular columns, whatever that is being read, it is reading all those columns. And you can see automatically it is assigning the data type. So you can see this is given the data type as hash. Hash means it is representing a number type. So this is given as a data type called as ABC. ABC is representing the text values. Now we have order date and the ship date. So they are actually having the date values. They are having the date values. Since they're having the date value, you can see the data type assigned is the date. Okay, and the same way you can see that the ship mode and all this thing, they have a character data, so it has been assigned with the character. And one more observation here is when it comes to a country region, they are something related to geographic data. So you can see it shows a globe symbol. That means it's a geographic data. So what we understand from this one is when the Tableau reads the data, okay, it's not only reads the data, it also identifies the type of data, and accordingly, the respective data type is being assigned. So the different data types, and we can see that every column is assigned with the respective. So you can see these are geographic columns. Okay, it means they can be used for creating the maps. Okay, maps and all these things, map-wise analysis, state-wise, region-wise, and things. So we have a country, city, state, postal code. These are the geographic field, and so you can see the numbers are ABC, and the numbers are hash, and the text fields is there. So now let us see how do we create some kind of a visual. So if I have to create a visual here, so again, so we can see that here, so we have a go-to sheet. Go-to sheet is what? You're getting to the worksheet so to create the visuals. So we just need to hit on this particular go-to sheet. So when you hit on this particular sheet, it's like Excel sheet 1, no? So as soon as you hit on this particular sheet, you can see you get this particular area. And in this area, I'll tell you, is on your left hand side. So we have this particular window where we can see all the fields are there: category, region, okay, a customer name, order date, all the fields. Okay, and so when you see here, okay, these are like, the fields, the data fields has been displayed. So apart from that, we do also have what we call it as the marks card. So this page, filter, and the marks, they're called as cards. Okay, the cards are used for customizing your visuals, which we'll be seeing when you go to the visuals. So mainly I can see the pages are used for doing the animations on your visuals. Okay, so you want to give kind of a play access. Filters are used to apply the filters on your visuals. Okay, and the marks, yeah, this has many options here where you can change the type of charts. So we can do the coloring for that particular charts based on the dimensions, based on the measures. Or we can also resize this particular charts. We can add some data labels to that, so we can get the detailed information. Okay, and you can also use the tooltip. There are many options here. So as we go further, we'll be looking into this particular cards. Okay, and apart from that, we do also have the shelves here. So we have a row shelf and we have a column shelf. So these are like, when you're creating the charts, what data you want in the rows, what you want in the columns. So we can just place it with the help of this one. So respective columns will be placed here. Okay, so the respective columns will be placed. So dimension and the measures will be placed here to create the charts. Okay, so where I'll see next slides, I'll just come to the dimensions and the measures and thing. So now, if I have to create a chart, so okay, these are the components, and apart from that, we can see on your right hand side we have a show me. So when I say show me, this is the options which is used for creating the chart. Okay, so like example, it tells you like when I want to create a pie chart, what is the requirement for a pie chart? It says the requirement for the pie chart is it needs one measure and one dimension. If I go with this particular geographic chart, the requirement is you should have at least one geographic field, optional dimension, and the measures. And when I go to the line chart, so what is needed here, we need to have at least one date field and one measurable field, but it can have 0 or more dimensions. It just gives me like, the information like how we create a chart. Now let us create, let us create a simple chart. Now take an example. I want to create a bar chart. See, for the bar chart, the minimum requirement is we need to have one measure and 0 dimensions. So what I do, I'll just select the measure here, sales. It just creates a total sales. Okay, and then I can also use the dimension. Dimensions are just used for dividing this. Okay, we can see that region wise how the sales are happening. So we can create this particular charts, okay, on just a few clicks. Okay, so this is like, getting familiar. So we just saw like, how do we install this particular Tableau and how do we get connected to the data source like Excel file we have connected and importing that respective sheet for the visualizations. And then we go to the sheet here. So in the sheet, we saw that there is a data tab which shows you all the fields, and the fields are divided based on the dimensions and the measures. Okay, dimensions are mainly the categorical informations, the fields which is used for dividing this particular data based on the categories. So, or I can say they are non-measurable values. They are just used for categorizing the data or grouping the data. And the measures, okay, so they are represented in green color and dimensions are represented in blue color. So measures, they are a calculative fields, okay, mainly used for applying some calculations. So like, you know, on the measures we can apply the aggregations, like what is the total sales, average sales, highest sales, lowest sales, we can apply those things. Okay, and I think we just got familiar with the cards, the shells, and the show me, so which helps you to create the different types of charts. It guides you, like, you know, if you have to create a chart, what is the minimum requirement, how many dimensions are required, how many measures are required, how many different types of special values are needed. So it just tells you that, and with the help of that we can easily decide which charts to be created. Okay, thank you for this particular session.